You know, there's a lot of information about cases out there, and we certainly have touched on that today. Can I ask you to elaborate a little bit on what a joinder case is and what is a class action case? What's the difference? Maybe you can kind of explain for us.
Sure. The Ronald case and the other cases that we've talked about that are these longer term cases for homeowners are joinder cases. These are cases in which we have a lot of individual plaintiffs. And the reason we have a lot of individual plaintiffs is parts of these cases are the same for all of the plaintiffs. Whether concealment is or isn't a valid cause of action, whether fraud is or isn't a valid cause of action, what type of information the bank published or didn't publish. These are more or less the same for all of the plaintiffs. But then there are a lot of facts that are very fact-specific. Some of the fraud facts would be very fact-specific. What did your bank officer tell you or not tell you? Where that might be different for every plaintiff. The damages are different for every plaintiff. And so a joinder case is a case in which a great deal of the facts and issues are in common, but then there are other facts and issues that are not in common. And in a joinder case, each client has individually hired the lawyer, and the lawyer then proceeds and goes on with the case. In a class action, really the lawyers start the case. And they may find one client who's indicative of the other clients in the case, but everyone has the same facts. The clients have no lawyer to call up. The lawyers won't talk to the clients. The lawyers do the case. The lawyer's their own client, really. And it wins or it loses. In the end, there's a recovery. The lawyers usually get most of the recovery. The balance goes to the various members of the class. Technically, the lawyer may only get a quarter or a third of the recovery. But then the rest goes into a pool, and individual members of the class have to actually apply for the money. Few do, and in the end, it's good for lawyers and maybe sometimes good for clients. Joinder cases, the lawyers may get a contingency fee, maybe 20, 30, 40%, but the rest really does go to their clients. The one difference about a joinder case that's important and that some clients don't like, but it's a sad fact of reality, is that in most joinder cases, including most of the cases involving with the bank problems, in most joinder cases the clients are asked to pay a few $1,000s up front to help defray the costs, and then most of the costs are reimbursed only in success and the fees are paid only in success. But they are asked to pay a few $1,000s, and the sad reality is these are expensive cases, and not many lawyers would have the financial capacity, nor would it be a particularly good business decision, quite honestly, for a lawyer to spend many, many hundreds of thousands of dollars, take all of his time. And these cases involve not one lawyer, but teams of lawyers, and in the end not only perhaps lose and get nothing, but have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in the effort. So these upfront payments are meant to change the equation at least a little bit so that the lawyer, if the lawyer should lose, may still lose money, but not as much money. But the lawyer is in the case not for the few $1,000s up front, but for the recovery at the end. In a class action, clients never pay anything up front, and as I said, they often don't get very much in the end.